My name is Amanda Reed with Reed Mobile Marketing, and what we're going to be talking about today is Introduction to Digital Marketing. Basically, how to market your business online. Do you ever feel like this, maybe confused and overwhelmed by all this online marketing stuff? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not your fault. There's everybody out there telling you to do different things, and there's all sorts of noise. And basically, there are just too many options. And honestly, there's a lot of bad advice. And this is going to be different. I'm going to simplify things for you. I want you to know what actually works and have a plan to reach your customers online. Sound good? Okay, let's jump right in. What we're going to go over today are digital basics, get found, get social, build a reputation, the power in the list, and online ads. This is basically the foundation of all things digital marketing. Now, we have other videos that go deeper in a lot of these topics, but this is just a basic overview in how to meet your customers online. Now, digital marketing basics. There are a couple key things you need to keep in mind when we're talking about digital marketing. The first is the platforms only care about the searcher, not you as a business and business owner or marketer. The reality is we don't Bing something or Yahoo something, we Google it. And that is because Google is the king of search, right? And the reason why they are king and will remain king is because they're giving the best results. The only way they stay on top is if they give you the most relevant results. And that's really all that matters, is who's giving the most relevant results to the searcher looking for it. The other thing you need to remember or keep in mind is that all platforms run on algorithms. That's basically just a set of rules that they follow. And it doesn't matter if it's Facebook or Google or any other online platform, it runs on these algorithms. And each one of them has their own algorithm. The interesting thing about it, though, is unfortunately they can and do change with or without warning. The reason why that's important to understand is what is working today may not tomorrow. Sometimes they update these algorithms. You may have heard people talking about they were doing really well on Google, and then Google went through an update, and all of a sudden they weren't doing so well. It's basically because they updated the algorithms. We're going to do our best to always give you the most updated information, but understand sometimes these things change. Okay, let's jump right in. The first thing about online marketing is getting found. If you can't get found, nobody can do business with you. And there's two key components to getting found online. The first is have your Google My Business listing, have it verified, have it accurate, and keep it updated. That means they've sent you that little postcard and you've put in the code and you've verified your Google My Business listing. For local businesses, this is absolutely key. And you need to make sure that it has the right information. The second key to getting found is really having a mobile-first website. Google really only cares now about how you're showing up on mobile phones because most people that are doing the searches are on a mobile device. So make sure your website is giving relevant information on a phone. That is really, really important. It said the best place to hide a dead body is page 2 of Google search results. Actually, I just really like this meme. But what I want you to understand is it's not enough to simply be on Google. Now, we're not going to go in depth today on search engine optimization, but basically what that means is it gets you higher up on Google. It gets you to page 1 of Google. And that's essential to make sure you get found. So it's not enough to just do your Google My Business listing and think that it's done from there. We will have other videos and other options that go further into search engine optimization, but understand this is not set it and forget it. Okay, so once you're able to get found, the next thing is get social. I did a quick search about social media sites, and this is what came up. 50 plus social media sites you need to know in 2020. There is no way anybody has time for 50 social media sites. So how do you choose? Well, the reality is we start with what we call the big six. These are the tried and true platforms that we know people are using. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest. Now, out of those, how do you decide which ones you should be on? The reality is social media gives us a great way to be able to target our customers or potential customers, the people that we want to reach. But the choice of the social media platform is based on your target market, not your favorite or what you think is the easiest. The biggest thing to understand is where are the people that you want to target and the people you want to reach hanging out. And that's the platform that you use. Now, we have another training that goes into more in depth talking about who's on which platform and some basic strategies on how to use each platform. But understand the key takeaway thing is that it doesn't actually matter which platform you like, you have to be on the one that your target market is hanging out on. So how do we make social media work? The first thing is engage and interact. Make sure that you're out there asking questions. Be consistent. You can't just post once and be done. Video and pictures are key. And most importantly, have fun. It's called social media for a reason. So get out there, be social, and have fun. The fourth thing is build a reputation. So who on here has ever bought anything from Amazon? Most of us have, right? Well, when we go and do a search and find a product, one of the first things we do is look at the reviews, both the reviews of the product and the seller, and we use that to determine which product we want to buy. The reality is online reviews truly are the new word of mouth advertising. And these days, online reviews are as important as a referral from a friend or a neighbor. 92% of consumers say they read reviews online, and 88% of them trust reviews as much as a personal recommendation. The other thing that's really key is for every 5-star review a business has, its revenue increases 5 to 9%, according to the Harvard Business Journal or Business Review. So the reality is you need reviews. You need to be getting those reviews from your customers. So 3 steps to getting reviews. 1, provide a good service. Provide 5-star service or products. Now, I know that this maybe should go without saying, but one of the biggest things is if you're not providing 5-star service or products, you're probably not going to get a 5-star review. Let me give you an example of that. There's a coffee shop in town locally that I love, and we happen to have a weekly business meeting there. The interesting thing about that meeting is right before it, I always talk to my mom every morning. That's the time that we both are commuting and we have a phone conversation, right? Well, it ends up going like right up into when I have to go into my meeting. This coffee shop literally has my drink ready for me, sitting on the counter. So when I walk in, all I have to do is pay and run to my meeting. And as soon as I walk in, they're like, "Hey, Amanda, how's your day going?" That is 5-star service. Not only do they remember me and my drink, now that might mean I drink a little bit too much coffee, but they're going above and beyond. What can you do to go above and beyond that really is going to increase your chance of getting reviews and increase the number of people who want to give you a review? The next thing is ask, don't expect. You have to realize that some people don't think about giving a review. So you have to ask people to give you a review. And the third, and probably the most essential, is make it easy for them to give you a review. You know, even when you ask them, a lot of people have best intention of giving you a review, and then they leave and they forget, or they try to Google your business and they don't find the right one and they forget. So we say either verbally or via email, or our favorite way is via text message. If you can easily get them a way to leave you a review, that's going to highly increase the number of reviews that you have. Now let's talk about the power in the list. I want you to think about, like, what would happen if Facebook and Google just disappeared tomorrow? How would you communicate with your customers? You need to build a list. You need to build a list that's yours and you own the data. That way you can communicate with people when you want. You're not relying on Facebook or Google or Instagram. You're not relying on social media or Google to be able to communicate. So the question I get often is, what type of list should I build? An email or text message list? Well, the short answer is probably both. But the one thing I will tell you is it's more important now than ever that you build a text message list. If you haven't already been building a text message marketing list, you need to start today. The numbers just don't lie. When we compare text messaging to email, text messaging has a 98% open rate. Really, in email, you're doing great if you get a 20% open rate. And text messaging has a 45% response rate, whereas email, maybe 8%. The numbers don't lie. You need to be reaching people in a way that they're going to open and read what you have to say and respond to. Now let's take a look at online ads. There's really only two ways to pay for marketing, with time or with money. That's it. Those are the only currencies that you can use to exchange for marketing. And when we're talking about pay to play, we're talking about paid advertising. So organic marketing basically takes time. You're putting time in to do your marketing. Paid advertising takes money. You're paying to get in front of people. Now, what I will tell you is online ads are a great opportunity to start a relationship. Now, remember this staircase that we talked about. Now, if you haven't watched the Introduction to Staircase Marketing video, go back and watch that, because it really is foundational for everything else we talk about. But online ads are a great opportunity for you to introduce yourself to people. So we talk a lot in that video about how to make an introduction. Online ads are a way that you can put yourself in front of people and start building a list. 3 components to a good online ad is you have the ad, you have relationship building, and then you have follow-up or close. You have a way to get their information and then build that relationship in between before you say, hey, buy something from me. What most people do, and a mistake that most people make, especially small business owners, is they have an ad that just sends people directly to the homepage of their website. The homepage of the website may or may not even match the ad, but they think that that's gonna get them sales. The reality is you have to build the relationship in between. And this is a great way to build your list, like we were talking about, so then you don't have to pay for online advertising every time you want to talk to these people. So use the ads to build your list, and then use that list to build the relationship. So then they're more likely to really want to stay with you, buy from you, and ultimately even leave you reviews. And remember, run ads on the platforms where your target market is. We have some other videos and trainings that go into talking about running ads, but make sure it's important to understand you're running ads on the platforms where your target market is. So let's recap just a little bit. You have a couple things you need to understand about digital marketing and about the platforms themselves. And then you need to get found, get social, build a reputation, understand that there's really power in your list, and run some online ads. Now, that's a lot. The reality is you have to have a strategy. You have to make sure that you're going back to that staircase and building a relationship with people. So make sure you watch the other workshops and videos where we talk about how we break these things down and put a strategy together to make sure that you're successful with all this online stuff.